Continuing our look back at the 80s, we had to look hard for somebody who we considered an expert in television. Brian Donovan of USA Today fit the bill. How you been, B?
Good. How you doing, Brian?
I'm okay.
Happy New Year.
Same to you, my friend. Give me a trend first off of the 80s before we go down your top 10.
Well, I guess a trend of the 80s would be more reality-based television because it's cheaper to produce and networks like that.
Yeah.
And
publicity's already done for you.
Publicity's already done for you. And you can get a great return on your investment.
Okay, so what criteria did you use in picking the top 10 for TV?
Well, I didn't pick the best. Anyone can pick the best, and it's real subjective. What I did was I picked programming that had an impact.
Okay.
That we're going to see into the 90s.
Okay. So number 10 would be?
Number 10 would be Lonesome Dove. Here was a genre, and two genres actually, a Western and a miniseries. Everyone had written off. Said neither works anymore, multi-hour miniseries. This thing came on last year, and it did not go to the last roundup. It was a bona fide hit.
Yeah, and yet did not do well with the Emmys, which is a real strange thing. And then number 9, why'd you do this?
I have not lost my mind. This is the grandfather of tabloid television that came the new genre. And the reason why I say it has an impact is because we're seeing the impact already. This show does things like reenactments.
But you insult your grandfather.
Probably. But look what's happened. We see on Saturday Night with Connie Chung on CBS and even on NBC with Yesterday, Today, and Tomorrow, we see reenactments. And these are very dangerous things because they tend to confuse the viewers as seeing something as quote-unquote real news, which really isn't.
Yeah, except for the latter is off the air and the former is a failure, so.
That's true.
Okay.
And
8.
a current affair still exists.
Yeah. Okay, number 8.
8 would be the cable news network.
The rise of CNN.
The rise of CNN. Ted Turner was a guy that came into a bar 9 years ago and kicked the bar stools out from under CBS, ABC, and NBC, and everybody laughed at him. And he's made it work. If something happens now, you know, you go to CNN. Golden Girls. Golden Girls, everyone said no one will watch TV on Saturday night anymore. People go to video cassettes. Golden Girls has brought viewers back to Saturday nights on television.
Plus, which is a senior show, basically.
And it gets
senior-based.
Yep, and it gets older viewers, which advertisers also like.
I'm going to speed you along. Number 6.
Number 6 would be the Terry Fox story. This should be called the VCR story, because what happened was HBO was depending primarily on feature films as its programming. They saw the VCR threat coming. They said, we got to start our own motion pictures, and that was the first one.
And 5?
Star Trek: The Next Generation.
You're kidding me.
Nope. Syndicated shows, non-network shows, were usually regarded as pieces of trash. This cost almost $1 million an episode to produce and is going to be the standard bearer of syndicated shows in the future.
I do confess to some surprise. Let's go to 4 and 3.
4 is MTV. It's quite simply changed the face of television as we know it. Fast cuts, pulsating music in the background. It inspired a network television show, Miami Vice, which then inspired rip-off carbon copies.
I like that. And 3?
Hill Street Blues. 1981, no one talked about sex. You never had 12 cast members in a cast. Now we have LA Law. We had St. Elsewhere. We'll have 2 new shows coming on the second half on ABC called Equal Justice and Capital News, and that's all because of Hill Street Blues.
Ensemble shows. Let me get you to 2 and 1 real rapidly because we're running out of time.
MASH. We'll never see another show like MASH. 60 rating, 77 share, and the last hit sitcom.
You really believe that?
Well, that's what everyone wrote.
What about
it was the
Cosby?
last hit sitcom until Cosby.
Until?
They're connected. They are connected because in between we had a lot of things that, to be quite frank, were not very good. And Cosby and MASH have a lot of similar elements.
And for your television person of the decade, who would it be?
Well, I have 2 items of the decade. I have a thing of the decade, which is the remote control, because it changed the way we watch television, and it would have to be Bill Cosby. Basically, helped resurrect the network and save the genre of programming, the sitcom.
Do you think we'll ever see another sitcom that successful, since you thought it about MASH?
I've learned never to say never. Look at Lonesome Dove.
Brian Donlin, take care of yourself, my friend. Happy New Year.
Same to you, Bryant.
We're back in a moment. This is Today on NBC.